Nobody, I don't think I've ever had anybody write a comment on one of my posts saying, how can I work with you, Louise? It all comes through the messaging service.
Okay. Good to know.
So you haven't done too many posts, you haven't done any posts about this particular topic,
I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't. Since I decided to go in this direction more robustly, I've kind of been like paralyzed in terms of how I change the way I show up in the spaces that I was already something else in a sense. And like you said, it's not really complete change. It's just changing the focus of who I'm working with, but it's still about belonging and showing up for people and support and inclusion. It's still really the same.
Mm-hmm. So in a very unrelated topic way, I mean, since 2013, my business has been about all social media. And if you had connected with me on LinkedIn 2 years ago, it would all have been about posts about Facebook and how to use Facebook. I know it's not the same at all, but it kind of is. So all my conversations and topics would have been about Facebook. And then when I was transitioning to focusing on LinkedIn, I just stopped writing about Facebook.
Yeah, it is kind of the same. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's actually, I tell you what, once you get into it, Traci, it's actually a really brilliant platform full of the most interesting people, I think. I really enjoy the conversations that I'm part of on LinkedIn. And I really enjoy when I start a conversation about something. And rarely, it does happen now and again, but rarely do I get negative comments. But if you get negative comments, you can delete them as well.
Okay. Yeah. Good to know too.
Yes. In fact, there's a colleague of mine, he's a past pupil at my school that I went to. And he tagged me and said, as another lady was having a conversation about people jumping on her posts. This is a funny thing that happens on LinkedIn. So she talks about mindfulness, I think. She's a mindfulness coach. And people are then commenting under her posts about mindfulness, but saying that I'm an expert in mindfulness if you want to get in touch with me.
Oh, man.
I know. And she's just going, oh, that's really very rude.
That's very rude.
And I initially misunderstood what she was saying, and then I realized. And this other man commented on and tagged both of us and said, ladies, you don't need to put up with that. Just delete them. Oh, dear. But I've had that too. So I've had over-explainers commenting on my post that they're not actually commenting on my post at all. They're trying to show my audience that they really know this topic.
Right.
I would say they're mansplaining, but it wasn't a man. But you get all sorts, don't you, as well?
Yes.
So
be prepared for that.
Yes. And I did have a negative person commenting on my post a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And I think I handled it really well. I just killed him with kindness.
Yes, that works.
Yes.
That works most of the time.
Yeah. Traci, have you got any questions for me?
No, this is good. This is helping me get out of my fear and just jumping back in and updating everything. So I guess the most important thing is that headline, looking at my headline and making sure that it makes sense for where I am right now. Yes.
Really, you want your headline to speak to the person that you want to work with most. So whenever this mum, I know you say mom, I say mum. Whenever this mum is on LinkedIn and she sees your article or she sees your post and she looks at your headline and she's like, oh my goodness, I need to speak to that lady.
Okay.
So that's how you need to think about it.
Okay.
We can throw you and I are connected on Voxer anyway. We can throw a few ideas around.
Yes. Sounds great. Yeah. I'm going to start there.
And then whenever they click on your profile, because they've been attracted by the headline, that what you've written in your about section just makes them go, yes, this is the right person, and kind of just reinforces everything about all the stuff that we've talked about, that you are the right person for them. So for me, when you're starting out building your thought leadership or building your network for business on LinkedIn, you've got to get the foundation right first, because there's no point in, if if it still said associate professor and teaching da 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 as your headline, and if I went to your about section and it said that you were teaching at a college, then I would probably move on elsewhere if I was that mum.
Yes.
So getting the foundation right and then doing the actual work of posting and connecting with people and having conversations. It's about having conversations with people.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. This is very helpful.
Oh, good. All right. Traci, how can the listeners find out more about you and all the wonderful things you do?
Yeah. Well, my LinkedIn is Traci Baxley, and my website is tracibaxley.com, Traci with an I, TraciBaxley. And if they happen to be on Facebook or Instagram, I'm at Social Justice Parenting.
I love that. That's such a great name.
So that's kind of like my philosophy of parenting that I have a framework around.
Yeah.
That I use in the coaching. Traci? I am writing a book. Yes.
When do you think that's going to come out?
I'm hoping by the end of this year. So I'm working on that. And it'll include a lot of the things that I do in the coaching. It'll include the social justice parenting philosophy and what that looks like for you as a parent, and self-care, self-reflection, and then how you use that to then parent your children, and then how you use that for your family to engage in the world, being a change agent in the world. So all of that will be a part of that as well.
That's brilliant. I think that all of the chapters in your book could go on your Kaggle, and you could start conversations around all of those things.
Ooh.
So that when your book comes out, your LinkedIn audience are going, oh my gosh, I really need to get this book, because they will already be interested in all the topics that are in that book.
It's a great idea. I got to go look at this Kaggle.
Do.
I may fall in love with Kaggle.
I know, it's fabulous.
I can say the environment a little bit more, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. All right. I better go and see if my son's found his library book.
Good luck with that.
Traci, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thanks, Louise. I appreciate you.
Love this. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Social Bee podcast. Come and join us over at www.socialbeeni.com and let's start creating a buzz about your business. And if you like what you hear, please pop over to iTunes and leave me a review. I'd really appreciate it. See you next time.